What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan. Please subscribe. Today we're making conchas. Let's go. You're going to need all-purpose wheat flour, some sugar, warm milk, freshly squeezed from the cow, yeast, eggs, and then 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter, some salt, vanilla extract, all vegetable shortening, unsweetened baking cacao, powdered sugar, a tiny bit of oil, and a couple of baking sheets to put everything on. We're going to start off by prepping the yeast and letting it rise for about 20 to 30 minutes. We have our yeast packets here. The recipe calls for 1.5 or about 11 grams, but we're all using half of the recipe, so we're going to use 5.5 grams. That's like about 70% of a packet. So we're just gonna eyeball it. Okay, so that's about half, and now a little bit more. Okay, based off my scientific observation, I would say that is about 5.5 grams. We're gonna be adding 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1.5 tablespoons of flour. So do we have half a tablespoon, teaspoon, TBSB, and half. So 1.5 off to the side. And now we add 1/3 cup of milk. I don't think we have 1/3 of a cup. We do. 1/3 of a cup of milk. And now we mix it all together. Okay. And now we're gonna cover it with some plastic and let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, we're gonna let this sit here in front of the window for about 20 to 30 minutes. We put it in the oven for a little bit just because the house is really warm. It's been about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. We're gonna grab our remaining ingredients that we need in order to make the dough. We have 1 egg and 1 yolk. We have our butter, our salt, and our flour. We need our vanilla. We will take 2 cups of flour, place it in the middle. Okay, and now that we have our flour, you want to make a little mound, similar like a volcano. Okay, spread stuff around just like that. And now we're going to take our 1/3 cup of sugar, and you want to spread it around the mound, such as so. And finally, you want 1/3 teaspoon of salt. We don't have a 1/3 cup. We have a 1/2 and a 1/4. So basically, one of these plus a little bit more. So one of these, just similar fashion, just spread it around the sides, and then just a little bit more. Okay, there we have it. Now we're gonna take our spatula and our yeast mixture and scoop it all out and place it in the middle of the volcano we just made. We're gonna incorporate our egg yolk and our 1 complete egg. You're gonna get a little bit dirty here, so be careful and just mix it all in together. You want the yeast to be mixed with the egg. You can also use a whisk if you want to, but right now we're getting hands-on. Once the yeast is pretty well mixed in with the egg, we will wash your hands, and then we can add the vanilla. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We don't have 1 teaspoon, so it's 1/4, so we're gonna do 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we have our vanilla inside, we're gonna get dirty again and mix it all together. Basically, we're mixing all of our wet ingredients in the middle of the volcano we've created. All right, once you see everything's mixed in, we're gonna slowly bring in the flour into the mixture and incorporate it in slowly. Get both hands in there and then grab from the edges to bring in the ingredients. As you bring in more of the mixture in, you will start going out to your sugar layer, where you start bringing in all the sugar as well and mix. And finally, you'll reach your salt layer. So that's when you can incorporate all the ingredients in. All right, now that we have this, we're gonna spread it out a little bit. We're gonna clean our hands because we need to start adding the butter. We're gonna take our 8 tablespoon butter stick, and we're gonna only use 5. So cut this here at the 5. We're gonna drop it in. We'll stick at a time, and we're gonna work it in as we go. You just wanna have it on the side ready for your use. All right, as you can see, our dough is starting to form. Now we're gonna be working it for about maybe 30 minutes. You wanna get it well mixed in there. This is gonna be a workout, so grab your sweatband, put your favorite music on, and just start working it. pull it, rip it apart, stretch it. Basically, we're gonna keep doing this until it kind of doesn't stick to your hand, or that it doesn't stick to your working surface either. You might be tempted to add some flour, but just trust the process and keep working it in. So we have rolled this out for about an hour now. Got in a sweat workout. I think it's time that we can make it into a ball so that we can leave it resting for about 2 hours. We're going to lightly drizzle the bowl with some oil. Just kind of spread it around. Okay, with our bowl coated in oil, you want to pick up the ball and place it in there. And now what we're going to do is cover it with some plastic and let it rest for 2 hours. Now we're going to make the top of the concha, which is a sweet flavored, almost like a fondant. In a small bowl, we're going to add 3/4 cup of all vegetable shortening. 3/4 cup of vegetable shortening. Correction, we're going to start off by adding 1/3 cup of vegetable shortening. We're going to do 1/2 cup and 1 tablespoon of flour. 1/2 cup and 1 more and 1. And now we're going to do the same amount of powdered sugar. So 1/2 and now 1. Okay, we take our spatula and mix it until it becomes into a paste. Let's bring this off to the surface so we can mix it a little bit easier. Alright, as you can see, it's starting to form into a Play-Doh-like consistency, which is what we're looking for here. Now that we have it into a paste, we're going to divide it into 3 equal parts. That's because we're going to be doing a vanilla flavor one, strawberry flavor one, and a chocolate flavored one. So we're going to grab 3 little bowls so we can put it all together. There's our 3 bowls, and now we're going to try to divide this equally into 3 parts. So let's see how we can do that the best way. Okay, that's about 3 equal balls in a way. Put those in your bowl, and now we're going to grab our extract flavorings. For the vanilla one, we're going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon. We'll have 1/4, so we're going to do half of this as best as we can, plus or minus. Let's give this a rinse, and then we'll do the same thing with the strawberry one. For the strawberry extract, we're going to also do 1/4, which is one of these. And there we go. And now for the chocolate one, we're going to be using some powder. The chocolate one calls for 3/4 teaspoon or 3/4 tablespoon. We don't have a 3/4 tablespoon. I have a tablespoon, so we're going to go about 75% of the way with this one. So I say about 75%. Okay, so here's our vanilla, the strawberry one right here. We're going to add a dab of pink food coloring onto this. Alright, so hopefully this is more. Okay, so a lot better now. Okay, so here is our strawberry flavored. Our final flavor is the chocolate one. So it's dust. We just have to mix it in, give it a nice little roll so that it's all mixed in there well. All right, now that we have all of our balls flavored in, we're going to divide these into equal pieces. Make sure they're about the same size. You can sprinkle some flour on there so that they don't get stuck to your hand that much. We're going to repeat and do the same for the strawberry and the chocolate flavor. Okay, so this is the plan here. The plan is that 1 concha, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then these 3 combined is going to be 1, and these 3 combined is going to be 1. So for a total of 6 conchas. Our dough has been sitting for about 2 hours now, and it's ready for us to continue with. We want to give it a little work in to release the air, and then once we do that, we'll be ready to portion it out into 65-gram balls. So we got our little scale, a plate, and our flour over here so that things don't get too messy. At the same time, we have our baking sheet and as well as some parchment paper that we're going to be using. So to get ready, let's just get this part started here. Here's our dough. Smells pretty good actually now. And now we're gonna turn on our machine and we're going to grams. Put our plate in, zero it out, and then we want to make 65-gram balls. So I'm not too sure how that will look, but let's see how much this is. This is 76, so remove a little bit, roll it up a little bit again. 65, so about this size of a ball is what we're going to be making. Give it a nice little roll. Okay, and we place it on there. So we're going to do 7 more of those because we're making 8 in total. Alright, so for presentation wise, I'm only going to place 2 on this cooking sheet, and then I'm going to be placing the rest on another sheet. Alright, so here are our 2 working balls that we have. Now what we're going to do is make a little volcano with them. So you want to just squeeze the edges around, or you can be aggressive and go like that. So basically we're making a little mound. So here's our little mounds. And now you want to grab a little bit of the vegetable shortening and just dress it at the top. Here's our vegetable shortening, and just want to give it a little dab like that, and then maybe a little more, and then just rub it in. This is so that the fondant or flavoring cap that we're going to put on it sticks onto this. So alright, now we can push this off to the side, and we'll continue with the fondant. We're going to be reusing our handy dandy tortilla press that we used in the last video. Make sure to check that out if you guys haven't seen it. Here's our vanilla flavoring ball. Give it a little coat in flour just so it doesn't stick when we squeeze it. And then here's the other top of it. And we're going to squeeze it to get a flat surface-ish. Not too thin, but just thin enough. Let's check it out. Maybe we can go a little bit more thin just so it covers the entire concha that we made. And see, good, pretty good here. And now, let me move this to the side a little bit. This thing is heavy. So now, let's bring it back to the screen. Here's our vanilla flavor one, and just place it over the concha as so. We're gonna do one more for the strawberry. Similar method. Now we're gonna place this one on top. Now that we have both of our vanilla and strawberry conchas here, we're going to take a blade and make our design. We're going to take your sharp blade, and then you want to, so now we can cut. Alright, so there's one, and now we'll do the next one. You can do your own design styles. With the remaining conchas, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to try to do a heart, maybe do a different type of painting, but I think for the two demonstration conchas here we have, this will be pretty good. So now we're gonna pause the video, do the same thing for all the remaining conchas, and then after that you want to let them rest for 1 more hour. It's been about 1 hour and the conchas have kind of puffed up a little bit, but not too much. We're gonna set the oven to 325 degrees, pop them in for 18 minutes, and then we'll take them out and we'll catch you again later. It's been 18 minutes since we put the conchas in. Let's take them out and see how they look. Here we have the conchas. As you can see, they're perfect. The colors are amazing. The smell is even better. They might be a little too hot to bite into right now, so let's give it like 5 minutes to cool down. 5 minutes pass by. Here's the concha. Oh, feels pretty heavy. Here's the patterns. Traditional concha patterns. As you can see, they're pretty hot to the touch, but we can't wait. We have to eat. Let's give this a bite test. Alright, we took the concha apart just to double check. I would say leave it in the oven for maybe like 5 more minutes and it should be perfect, or let it cool down before you bite into it. Pretty hot, but it tastes really good. I would give this like a 9 out of 10. I think we need to tweak our dough recipe a little bit. It's not as airy as I thought it would come out to be. It's a little bit more dense than what I was expecting, but still really good. I think with the hot chocolate on the side or un atole, this would be perfect. If you like conchas, make sure to leave a like. Drop a comment which concha flavor is your favorite. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see. If you made it this far to the video, thank you. Please subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.